Got another 9th level MMA guy coming in tonight. So teammates with TJ Glenn, who we saw early on in the card, and Christian Patterson as well, coming from that camp. So they got a lot of guys on this card.
They may have just announced the fight wrong.
Really?
This may be Sam Warren versus Adam Gregory. But you never know. Sometimes two guys in the same weight class don't make weight. They have to fight guys they weren't prepared for. We'll see whenever Cyrus announces them.
You gotta throw me a bone here. This is my first time. It looks like there's a little confusion with the ring announcing right now.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, 3 tournament round.
All right, we have Chris Ray versus Adam Gregory, apparently. This is news to us. It could be a late matchup, something like that.
Gregory in the board shorts.
His hand's pretty low.
Pretty low. Maybe trying to lure him in, but I always find it's much better to keep him up.
Yeah, you know, Chris, he appears to have more like a mummy style. He's really straight up, and his hands are up, which is good. Don't know a lot of jabs. I'm liking the boxing work from Chris here.
Some pretty intense facial expressions as well. He means business.
This looks like a little ginger on ginger crime going on. Spinning back kick.
I say ginger beard and the Jocko compression shorts that takes the cake.
He's a ginger jock. Somehow I have not heard Adam's corner say keep your hands up once.
He may have trained for this. This is maybe exactly what he wants to do. He figures no head kicks, no problem.
Well, are there no head kicks? We saw some disputing that earlier.
Yeah. Well, that guy was from Tennessee, so there's no accounting for what their methods are. Anything goes.
A lot of leg kicks being exchanged here early on.
Not a lot of punches being thrown. See that a lot from amateurs. They feel a lot safer throwing the leg kicks, trying to keep their head out of range of the punches so they can get the distance gauged a little bit more later on in the fight.
You know, it's not a bad technique, but, you know, if you're landing your leg kicks, why not follow them up with a punch? If you're not landing your leg kicks, set them up with a punch.
I agree. Completely. Still exchanging leg kicks.
You know, I see this fight taking place in a Muay Thai club in Ireland for some reason.
Do they have any of those? I'd like to check that out.
We
should do some research.
Google it. Gregory comes in with a very nice leg kick there, right on the spot, right on the button on the leg. Yes, legs have a button, people.
Some good head movement there. I'd still like to see the hands up a little higher, though. He actually kept them down on his rush in, which is pretty dangerous.
That looked like a switch kick there. That was nice. Like a fake low, go to the body. I am a fan.
Guys, remember the
This is the first time we're going to the second round. We may be here more than 30 minutes.
Also, if you want to be a part of the USFFC, the hottest ticket in North Carolina, check them out at shop.battleforce.com or call 828-442-1396.
All right, as far as scoring goes, I have nothing to say about the scoring. It could have really went either way with both guys exchanging some pretty good leg kicks. Some pretty good leg kicks here and there. But nothing really of note to seal the deal for either fighter.
No, it's hard to score that. I would think maybe just on the forward momentum, you'd have to give it to Ray. But you never know.
Both guys look pretty calm and composed coming out here for the second round. There's the glove touch. We get back to this St. Patty's Day bonanza. Gregory has a nice little red spot on the body there. Tries the side kick. You know, when a guy catches your leg, the worst thing you can do is drop your hands. But his hands have been pretty low this whole fight. He feels pretty confident in his chin or his ability to avoid damage, period. Whereas Chris Ray here has had his hands pretty tight to the chin all night. Great boxing technique from him. Wow, the referee has turned into a fan all of a sudden, calling for action, standing up. I've never heard that in my life.
Sadly, I have. I would prefer a ref to be there just to enforce the rules.
To be an actual referee.
Be an actual referee. I don't want them pushing the action. If it's a boring fight, it's a boring fight. The fans.
Yeah, I've never seen a referee. I've never seen anybody push a fight standing up like that. Maybe if everybody starts booing, but referee calling for more action standing up. That's got to be a record. I've called a lot of fights, and I've never seen anything like that in my life.
More leg kicks.
Nice setup. You know, Chris is looking a little more comfortable. He actually threw a double jab, then threw the leg kick. But he's still fighting with this kind of stiff mummy style. It may just be his style of fighting. He is from Hurricane Boxing, which, you know, a lot of guys prefer the mummy style because it keeps you away from strikes, a lot of power strikes, and you can move away from them.
Gregory's not only got the hands down, but the mouthpiece hanging
out
of his mouth.
The referee called for action. Did you hear Wayne say that?
I didn't hear
He said, come on, guys, this is a fight. You know, I've heard announcers call for action, but this is the second time in one round that a referee has called for action, standing up.
Yeah, you got to give the fans what they want to see, I suppose. I'm of the mindset, if you're a boring fighter, they're not going to call for you to come back. But I would never encourage a fighter to do something he's not comfortable doing. These guys need to feel each other out. They're both amateurs. You know, we're all here to learn. So,
my whole thing is, like, if they don't show any action after he calls for action, what does he do? Do you stand them up from standing up? Is that possible? Or does he just send them to the ground?
Maybe.
If you guys are going to throw some punches standing up, I'm just going to throw you to the ground.
Hard body shots coming down from Chris Ray.
You know, I like those left hands from Chris. They were right to the liver, right where you want to throw them to do some serious damage to the body.
I'd say Chris Ray's taking that round.
I may have to record this fight on my phone if Wayne calls for action standing up one more time. That would be a YouTube
Hey guys, to check out tonight's incredible fight card, there's your...
So far we have a really...
first shots in event tonight.
So far we have a...
Battle Force Gregory that represents our military and gives back.
All right, so far we have a pretty technical fight going on, maybe some hesitancy. You know, the only person that's really put it on so far is Chris. He had that little flurry against the cage. Didn't land anything of note.
Yeah, the most significant action in the fight so far coming in the last 30 seconds of that second round.
And you got to wonder, in a fight like this, if that did not sway the judges a little bit to give him some points.
He continues to come forward. Landed a good body shot.
And you notice it was a kick that he actually set up with a jab.
Yes.
And he had been working on that liver on the ground. I'm really impressed with the body work from Chris Ray here.
Very impressed with a body shot knockout.
And it's a very underutilized technique, even at a professional level. You know, if more people work on that body, you know, it's going to pay off later in the fight, but it may just pay off with a knockout, just like we saw. So far, we have the first fight to go into the third round, go past the first round, and even that fight is a finish. This is the kind of action you can expect from U.S. Freedom Fighter Championship. And it's loud. Very impressive fight here from Chris Ray. But I see nasty Nate Callahan in his corner, and I can understand how his hands stayed up the whole time. Because nasty Nate throws with a lot of power. If you're sparring with a guy like that on a regular basis, you learn to keep your hands up pretty quick.
I imagine you would. Another good finish here tonight. Still have yet to go to a decision.
Well, you know, they always preach, don't let it go to the judges. These guys are actually following those orders as if they were orders.
I feel like that's a far better strategy to take. You never quite know how they're going to score it.